What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Review Garage. On the table for the second time today, we have the Eberlestock Bando Tactical Waste Utility Pack. And in this video, I'm going to give you my full detailed review and breakdown of this bag. Having now owned it for a little over 2 weeks, I've carried this bag exclusively every single day. Anytime I leave the house, I've even been wearing this thing around the house some. This bag actually just got off a cruise ship with me after I went on a 5-night cruise, so it's been all through the Caribbean, all over a cruise ship. I've gotten a ton of use out of this thing in 2 weeks, so let's go ahead and break this bag down. So we'll start by going over some basic specs of the Bando. It comes in at 5 by 9 by 3, weighing a little over 8.5 ounces. You have roughly 2 liters of space. It's made out of a nylon water-resistant material, and it retails for right around $65 new. So we'll go ahead now and start with a little overview of the bag. Just a quick little rundown here. We have 3 compartments. We have our back compartment here. This is going to be where your firearm will go if you're using it as a concealed carry bag. Your middle compartment here is going to be our main usage area, and then our front little pocket here is going to be just the smallest of the 3. Little space there. We'll open up this main compartment here so you can see inside. This is going to be your main area here. You have a nice little zipper area here where you can put kind of a decent amount of items in here. It's a pretty deep little space there, as you can see. Have a nice mesh material covering this area, and then you also have a little hook area up here where you can slide really all sorts of things. Flashlight, knife. I believe they also advertise it for a tourniquet that fits in there. I'll kind of show you how I've been using that area here in a little bit when I demonstrate how I've been using this bag. Let's go ahead and look here at the back here. So this is where, obviously, if you're using it for concealed carry, this is where your firearm will be going. This little Velcro holster does not come with this pack. It's one I had added that I've been using. So you'll see not a big bag or space, but it fits I've been using it with my SIG 365X. Fits perfectly in here. But I will say if you're using it for anything much bigger than, I'd say, a Glock 19 Max, that'd be like the max kind of size firearm you'd fit in here. And even then, I think that's kind of pushing it a little bit. And again, this pack can be worn obviously around the waist as well as around the chest. So we're going to jump right into what I like about this bag. And to start off, I know this might not be at the top of everyone's list, but I think this is just a great looking bag. I own all sorts of these kind of utility packs, tactical concealed carry packs. And this is in the coyote brown. I just think it looks great. This is a good looking bag. When I did my first impressions unboxing video, that was the first thing that jumped out at me, and it still holds true. This bag, it just looks great. So I know looks should not be your top priority, especially if you're using this for a concealed carry bag. But, I mean, it looks great. So what's wrong with saying that's one of the best things about the bag? It looks awesome. Like I said, I carried this on a cruise ship the past 5 nights, and this is like the only pack that my wife tolerates me wearing as a fanny pack, and she doesn't fully make fun of me for it. So this one kind of got the wife's approval to wear, even to some nice, some of the formal dining. It looks good. So I'm going to say this, the Bando looks great, and that is a big pro with this bag. Now let's get more into the functionality of this bag. And one thing that I really like about this Bando bag are these zipper pulls on this. When I first did my unboxing video, I wasn't really sure how I'd end up liking these, but I actually love them. I prefer these to the rapid access tab pulls that are on my Vertex bags that I own. I actually really have become a big fan of these little hook, whatever you want to call this loop system. I don't know, your fingers just find them very easily, and they're just really easy to pull. It's pretty effortless and just very easy to locate them even when you're not looking. Your hands just kind of loop into them. Kind of hard to explain, but I'm a huge fan of these zipper pulls. So that's, from a functionality standpoint, something I really like about the Bando bag. And kind of in line with that is just the overall quality of this bag. I mean, this bag gets a lot of hype online with build quality and just, really pretty much everything about it gets kind of hyped online, but it does live up to the hype in the sense of like the quality is great on it. Like it feels great, it looks great. Everything's just very, very stout with this bag. Very, it just feels like a very robust kind of build. You'll see this, even if you can see some of that, the stitching along the zippers there, it all just looks really good. It looks and feels really, really good. Even the little label there is stitched on. So that kind of gives you an idea of the kind of the detail of this bag. And they stitched the logo on. So that's pretty cool. Just the overall quality of this bag. If you watch any of my other videos on any of my other tactical utility packs, and I have a bunch on my channel, and I'll have a bunch more too coming up, but one of my big things I look for right off the bat it's the buckle, the clip. And this bag has the best clip, the best buckle or clip, I don't know, we'll call it a buckle, of any of the bags I've reviewed. It's a nice thick plastic. You can see that there. It's nice thick plastic, nice thick buckle. It gives you a nice solid click, nice solid feeling. Just doesn't feel cheap at all. And again, I will do a little comparison video with some of my other packs I own, like my Vertex ones. And on the Vertex bags, this buckle is kind of a weak spot. On the Bando, I would say it's a strength. But this buckle feels great. I never remotely would worry about this buckle breaking. So the overall quality of the pack is, I would say, phenomenal. And something else I like about this bag when wearing it as around the waist, like I prefer just wearing it around the waist. So that's what I've been doing with this bag. Wearing it around the waist, I'm not sure why, but for some reason it just feels really comfortable around the waist. I think it might be, it's kind of hard to tell, but it's kind of like the design of this kind of slants in on each side. So it kind of doesn't, like even when you sit down with this bag on, it doesn't dig at all into your thighs or your legs at all. And this material here on the side is very comfortable. It just fits very, very comfortable as a waist pack, wearing it around the waist. Like I said, 5 days on a cruise, I wore this thing for hours and hours and hours, walked miles and miles and miles, and it did great. Like it was never uncomfortable. I had nothing negative to say when wearing it, for long extended periods of time. I think it's kind of that design that kind of slants, that kind of makes it fit around the waist nicer than maybe some other packs that you might be looking at. And something else I really like is just the compact kind of design of this bag. Does not take up a lot of space. Again, it's 5x9x3, so it's a smaller pack, but it's perfect for carrying. And if you are using for concealed carry, perfect for carrying, a subcompact. Because I think you might be able to get like a Glock 19 size in here, but that would certainly be pushing it. I really think it's better for the some of the micro 9 size pistols. But it's just a very sleek bag that does not take up much space. It's not bulky at all. It's just kind of like what you see is what you get, but what you see is all you need kind of type thing. So it's all just kind of right here. Nice compact, low profile design. I wouldn't say there's any wasted space, which is nice with this bag as well. Now getting into some areas of this bag that I think might be not so much negatives, but just areas that I think aren't necessarily perfect. One of the big things that I noticed after I was wearing this bag a little bit, especially for concealed carry when I had my firearm here, is this back panel is pretty thin. Like this is a very thin material here that bends. So with some of your zipper pulls, you might have make it a little stuck around the corners when this bends. So that's something I had to kind of adjust to. If you kind of look here, it's pretty flimsy here on the back side. And I think that might be one of the things that makes it kind of so comfortable to carry, is because it's not, it's light and it's not like, a thick material against, your body or whatever, but this is a little bit thin in the back. So that's kind of a slight negative. I think I have one of my Vertex. This is the Vertex Everyday, and just to kind of give you a little comparison real quick on this. Now, I will eventually be doing a full comparison of these two, but on this Vertex, if you look here on the back panel where your firearm goes here, it is way thicker. Like, it doesn't bend hardly at all. So you really can just, when you're doing your pulls on the zipper, it kind of just goes a lot smoother on it. There's no hiccups on the corners at all. But this is a much thicker back panel here, very, very thick. So not like a deal breaker or terrible thing on the Bando. It's just, it is a noticeably thinner back panel there. Something to keep in mind. Now, I would say my biggest complaint with this bag, my biggest complaint was this front pocket here. I really like carrying my phone in the front, and this front pocket just isn't big enough for me to carry my phone comfortably to get it in and out with one hand. It's just not big enough. So I had to adjust and get used to carrying my phone in this middle area, which I was able to do, but I like having a nice quick access area for my phone, and I just wasn't really able to do that efficiently with this bag. I have do a little demonstration here. So this is my older phone. This is a thinner one. I do have an OtterBox on my primary phone. Obviously, I'm shooting this video with my phone, so I don't have that one, but like, it'll fit in here. You just kind of have to like work it in, as you'll see here. Or maybe you won't see. Maybe I just won't get it in. But this kind of shows my point. Like, it'll ultimately fit. It's just that you kind of got to fight with it a little bit, and it doesn't. It'll. Yeah, look at this. So it kind of proves my point. It's just not. Like, it fits in there, but if you're doing anything where you want to quick access this with one hand, it's not. It's just not a good spot for it. And I also. I carry these packs a lot when I go on bike rides, and I do have a video kind of demonstrating that I will add when I'm biking and trying to pull my phone out with one hand. It just doesn't work. So, well, it could work, but I probably would risk crashing, and it's not worth it. So, again, the biggest complaint there, it's just this front pocket. I wish it was just a little bit deeper to where I could get my phone comfortably in the front here. So I will demonstrate that, so you can see kind of what I'm talking about on the bike as well. So I want to show you kind of how I've been kind of carrying this bag, my full kind of setup, just so you can kind of see. And then we'll kind of, once it's full, I'll show you kind of things that are good about it and maybe things I don't think that aren't so good about it once it's full. So we'll go ahead and I'm going to load up all my gear into this bag. So let me pull that over. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put all of this gear into the bag. This is pretty much what I generally carry when I'm using this for, just everyday kind of use. I got my concealed carry here, an extra bag, my glasses, my little knife, a flashlight, my wallet, a phone, and of course my keys. So first we'll start off by doing I've already safety checked this firearm, but I'll go ahead and do it again. So our mag's out there, empty. Go ahead and pop this back in here. We have our firearm. We'll go ahead and load this bag up. All right, so we'll go ahead and put our concealed carry in here. So why this didn't want to go in that time. Why would it? I'm shooting a video. That would be too easy. All right, so we get our firearm in here. Let me close this up. Now, I don't like carrying anything where my firearm is. I don't like carrying anything else in that area. So just kind of peace of mind thing. So I don't put anything else where my concealed carry firearm is. In the front, again, I wish I could put my phone here. It just doesn't work out great. But I'll put my wallet in here. We'll put the keys in here. We'll close this up. We'll go to our kind of main compartment here. We will put in, now again, this is a cool feature. We can kind of hook a couple things onto. I usually just hook my flashlight here, and I can hook my little carry knife as well on here. If I could do this right, see here, that. So I like, it's kind of nice how that hooks in there. I like that feature. And again, a lot of people, I guess, put a tourniquet here. I haven't done that yet. I don't even know how to use a tourniquet. Probably should learn how, but I don't. So, and then we got, here, let me flip this around. Ooh, knock my little sign over. Put our little extra mag in here in this little side pouch. And then we got this here. Go ahead and put my glasses in here. And then I've just been kind of putting my phone sort of on top. Actually, I'll put the phone in first and put the glasses on top. And then we'll zip this up. So this is pretty loaded down, but you can see that was a decent amount of gear. Now I don't always, have to carry the flashlight, all that. My glasses usually be on my head. Of course, living here in Florida, I usually have them on my face. But so it does get all that gear in there pretty comfortably, as you can see. But so one of the other kind of little negatives with this bag that I've noticed is, and I kind of have this issue across most of these utility packs that I use, but if you look in here, like it kind of bulges from the firearm in the back. It just kind of bulges through. So it kind of makes grabbing stuff just not super easy here. So you kind of get like the print from the firearm coming to the front of the bag. So it kind of pushes through. So that's kind of one little issue there, but you can definitely get everything in here. Again, there's not anything else that I would really want to be carrying every day. Like when I just pop this on to go, run to the grocery store or wherever I might go with my kids to have it on. This fits everything kind of perfectly. Little bit crammed, but also gets everything I want on here, or in here, I should say. So that's really cool. I think it's a really good size bag to just get like your essential items in. There's no wasted space. Just get what you need in here, and you're kind of good to go. So kind of just to bring it all home, I really like this Bando bag. It's definitely become one of my favorites. It's right there with the Vertex Everyday 2.0. These are now my two favorite for sure. I'm going to be doing a head-to-head comparison of these two soon. Pretty much as soon as I can figure out which one I actually like more, because I actually like them both a lot. So I don't want to get too much into the head-to-head stuff now because I'll have a separate video for that. But this Bando pack is, I would say, it's definitely lives up to the hype that you might read online. Just a really well-built, solid bag that I don't think has any like glaring weaknesses. Again, like really the biggest thing for me was just I just wish my phone would fit in this front pocket, especially again, like I bike a lot and I like having it in the front, but that's like the biggest thing for me. Like I said, carried this for 5 days on a cruise, hiked all through the Caribbeans, and I know I had no big complaints. I really didn't have any complaints other than that phone. I wish my phone went in the front. Other than that, it was great. Like so, it's definitely going to be a keeper for me. I look forward to kind of carrying it a little more. I would say that if you're looking to carry anything more than a subcompact, kind of like I mentioned earlier, I would definitely maybe look into the bigger one that Eberlestock sell, the Bando large. I think that might give you a little bit more space, and I'm sure the cell phone would fit in the front of that one. So I might check that one out actually as well here in the future. But I definitely do love this. I love this Bando bag. I think it's a really well built bag, whether you're looking for concealed carry or just a multi-purpose, utility pack. It kind of does both very well. I think it gives you enough space inside with enough functionality to kind of kind of hit like a perfect little middle ground between carry pack, but also just, functional utility pack. And like I mentioned earlier, I do have a bunch of other reviews of these concealed carry packs on my channel, and I'll have a bunch more coming up as well. I have the Vertex Sock P I need to review. I just want to get a little bit more saddle time behind that one, carry it for a couple more weeks. Then I'll do kind of a comparison. I have the Vertex Long Walks pack here. I got this one. Obviously, I got the Everyday 2.0. So I will have quite a few videos coming up here in the near future. And as always, thank you for watching, and be on the lookout for more reviews from the Review Garage.